Here's a hair-raising tale of terror. I call this one Indian Burial Mound. Old Hiram Becker raised his hand to shade his eyes from the glaring sun and gazed down the dirt road at the cloud of dust moving toward him.
Here comes that city feller who's interested in buying my farm. Right on time, too.
Soon a sleek, dusty automobile drew up and a young man got out.
You the feller what called me on the phone about buying the farm?
That's right. You must be Hiram Becker. My name is Roy Madison. Hiram turned and gesticulated toward the open fields and the ramshackle farmhouse.
Well, there she is. What do you think?
Perfect. Exactly what I'm looking for.
You mean you still want to buy her?
Of course. The listing said your asking price was $7,000. Is that correct?
Yep. You can have her. Lock, stock, and barrel. For that amount.
Good. Then it's a deal. Shall we go on up to the house and sign the necessary papers? Hiram got into Roy's car and they drove up the dusty road to the house.
Say, young feller, mind if I ask you a question?
Go ahead, old-timer.
You're no farmer, I can tell that. What do you want this old farm for, anyway?
I'm gonna turn it into an airport and flying school, Mr. Becker.
Airport? Flying school?
It's a perfect location, just off the main highway, 5 miles from town. And look at it. The land is perfect, almost flat, except for that small hill out there. And a bulldozer will level that off in jig time. The runway's gonna go...
You ain't gonna bulldoze that Indian mound, Mr. Madison, are you? I wouldn't advise it.
The Indian mound? What's that?
It's a burial mound. The Indians that once roamed these parts buried their dead under mounds like that one.
Well, it will have to go.
I wouldn't touch that mound if I were you, Mr. Madison. See? My furrows go around it. There's a legend about them Indian mounds. Anyone who violates the resting place of the dead will be punished by their spirits.
Bah, that's just ignorant superstition. Well, shall we conclude our deal? And so Roy Madison and Hiram Becker signed the bill of sale and the Becker farm was turned over to Roy. And here's your check, Mr. Becker. Now, how soon do you think I can begin moving in my equipment?
Why, any time, Mr. Madison. I'm wondering if you'll need a hand to help you for a while. You see, I ain't got no family, and I'll need work till I can find me a new farm.
Okay, Becker. You can stick around. But remember, you're working for me now. The next day, the loud roar of a huge bulldozer echoed over Roy Madison's newly acquired farm. We'll leave the house standing for a while till the land is cleared.
That there bulldozer sure is a powerful piece of machinery.
Soon the sheds and barn, the fences and trees have all been cleared away. There. That takes care of that. Now to level the land.
Mr. Madison, you gonna plow up that Indian mound?
Yes, sir. Just watch me, Hiram. Just watch.
Remember, Mr. Madison, I warned you.
The huge bulldozer roared as Roy threw her into forward gear. Slowly it bore down upon the small rise on the otherwise flat landscape. Here goes your Indian mound, Hiram, once and for all. Coughing and barking, the bulldozer's powerful treads shoved its gleaming plow into the Indian mound. tore up tremendous chunks of black soil and flung them aside, then sputtered to a stop halfway through the ancient burial site.
What in blazes? She's conked out.
Roy swung himself down from the driver's seat of the mechanical monster as old Hiram came on the run.
What happened, Mr. Madison?
Don't know, Hiram. Engine just died on me. Good Lord. Look.
Roy bent and picked up a whitened, grinning skull.
It must be the remains of one of the poor devils that was buried here.
Listen, Mr. Madison. Listen. Drums.
Roy and Hiram turned their heads skyward. From far off came the sound of tom-toms, throbbing, pulsating.
It's the Indian spirits. You got 'em riled up.
Don't be foolish, Hiram. That's just heat lightning in the thunderhead up there.
Hiram turned wide-eyed to the skull in Roy's hand.
I told you, Mr. Madison. I told you not to plow up that Indian burial mound. Now they're gonna come and get us.
Hiram spun and ran wildly out across the field.
Come back, Hiram. Come back.
Not me, Mr. Madison. I'm not staying around here.
Roy watched as the fleeing Hiram Becker disappeared down the road in a cloud of dust. Suddenly a clap of thunder exploded overhead and it began to rain. Roy flung the grinning skull to the ground.
Drat the luck. First the bulldozer conks out, and now this. Rain. I'll have to quit for today.
Then Roy sprinted to the house just as the rain began to fall in heavy sheets. He slammed the door and cursed. Outside it was getting dark.
Superstitious fool. Afraid of an old legend.
Later, as night closed in on the ramshackle farmhouse, Roy sat near the fire. Outside, the rain beat incessantly on the rotted roof. Suddenly, the distant sound of tom-toms began again.
What's that? Drums? Bah, it's only my imagination. The old man's got me jumpy now.
But the steady drumming of the tom-toms seemed to draw closer and closer to the old farmhouse. Roy began to shiver. Fear clutched at his heart. A cold chill ran up his spine. Suddenly, there was a heavy pounding on the door.
Someone outside. Guess old Hiram's come back.
Roy flung open the battered door and gazed outside into the blackness.
That you, Hiram? I thought you'd think it. Oh my God. No. No!
Amid the steady throbbing of the rain came a clear, unmistakable sound. The blood-curdling shriek of Roy Madison. As the sun rose over the old farm, the sky had cleared. Here and there, puddles of water attested to the fact that it had rained all that night. A lone figure moved down the muddy road.
I wonder if Mr. Madison's sore at me. Guess I'm out of a job.
It was old Hiram Becker. He crossed the rain-soaked field toward the house. Suddenly he stopped and stared in amazement. The bulldozer sat silently in a muddy puddle near the Indian burial mound. But the mound...
The Indian mound. It's been repaired. It's all built up again.
Hiram turned toward the waterlogged house. It stood dark and somber in the morning sunlight. He moved toward it, swung open the battered door.
Mr. Matterson? Good Lord.
Hiram stared down at the crumpled figure of Roy Madison stretched out in a dried pool of blood on the dusty floor. He stifled the feeling of nausea that swept over him.
Horrible. He's been scalped.
Well, I told you, kiddies. I told you this was a hair-raising tale. How hair-raising can one get? Oh, by the way, know anybody that's looking for a farm? Hiram Becker's is still for sale. Only one thing. Right smack in the middle of it is an Indian burial mound. If you've got a customer for it, you'd better tell him not to try to level it, or else he might be leveled by a tomahawk. Oh, don't forget to read the Crypt Keeper's Corner. And now, the old witch will entertain